Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Let's get right into it. This is a video that I have been putting off for a long time, and I really wasn't going to talk about it at all. However, I received several emails and several comments asking me to address it, and therefore I will. It concerns the recent two cases, one for the United States Military Academy and one for the United States Naval Academy. The case for the United States Military Academy was in early 2023, and the case for the Naval Academy just closed here in 2024. Both cases concern race as a factor for admissions. So let me just read a few things here because there's a lot to discuss here. And at the end of this, I am going to discuss what these two cases mean to you as a prospective student. So in 2023, Students for Fair Admissions, SFFA, brought a case against the United States Military Academy saying that they should not be able to use race as a factor for admissions. This sprang out from an earlier case where they sued Harvard, and the Supreme Court made a decision that all universities in the United States, all colleges, universities, shall not consider race as a factor for admissions. However, they exempted the military academies. So West Point was first up in 2023. The case was in the Southern District of New York, and the holding of that case was that the United States Military Academy, West Point, can consider race for admissions. So that was not the end of it. The same group, Students for Fair Admissions, brought a case in District of Maryland Court, United States District of Maryland Court, against the United States Naval Academy, where they had the same argument that that the Naval Academy should not be able to use race as a factor for admissions. So that case is the most recent case, and that is the case that I've been getting the emails and comments about. What's my opinion on it, how I feel about it, and more importantly, what it means to students who are applying to the military academies. Number one, I will not give you my opinion on it, but I will discuss some of the factors in it, and I will quote some of the things from the most recent case in Maryland. But definitely at the end of this little discussion, I will tell you what it means to you as a student going forward for the Academy admissions. So let me just read a couple of paragraphs here. I usually don't like doing this, but I will for this. This is from the case against the Naval Academy. This is the final opinion, and I will put a link to it down below. It says, "It is in this environment that the United States Naval Academy seeks to perform its mission to prepare its students to become officers of the United States Navy and Marine Corps. Recent demographic studies of an all-volunteer Navy and Marine Corps indicates that 52% of enlisted service members are racial minorities, but minority officers constitute only 31%, and the entire officer corps of the United States Navy. Relatedly, in the Marine Corps, the least diverse branch of the armed services, only 35% of enlisted Marines are minorities, and the minorities officers make up just 29% of the Marine Corps officers' rank." So that was part of the judge's decision here. It's a 179-page decision. I did read most of it. I don't know if I retained all of it. My ability to retain these long legal documents is fading over time, but I do have the ability to pick out the most important things. So just continue. Over many years, military and civilian leaders have determined that a racially diverse officer corps is in a national security interest, and this judgment is based on studies mandated by Congress. So if you want to boil this whole holding down of this last case against the Naval Academy, you can boil it down to the judge believes that it is a case of national security. Now let's discuss a little bit here about what he said about the nomination process. There is a nomination process which includes congressional nominations and service-connected nominations, among others. The Academy must graduate at least 65% of its students with science, technology, engineering, and mathematical degrees. There are certain points in the admissions process wherein the academy may consider race or ethnicity among many non-determinative factors in seeking greater diversity in the brigade of midshipmen. There are only 4 instances where race is considered. These relate generally to the Academy's decision to extend appointment offers among candidates as already deemed qualified for admission. And the last quote here I want to read to you is, the Naval Academy has established a compelling national security interest in a diverse officer corps in the Navy and Marine Corps. Furthermore, that interest is indeed measurable, and the Academy's admissions program is narrowly tailored to meet its interest. So before I continue, let's just go back here. Narrowly tailored, very key legal term. You'll see that a lot in constitutional law. It means that it's very narrow, it's very specific. It cannot be construed to extend to other things. If you look it up, you'll get a better idea of what it means. But when you see that, that's something that in constitutional law usually applies to race and gender cases. I actually found this very interesting, and I think that you should too, in that the Academy seeks to graduate the Naval Academy seeks to graduate 65% of its students with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics degrees. Obviously, take the hint there. They are looking for STEM people that come out of high school that have good STEM backgrounds. Of course, the Air Force Academy is looking to graduate STEM people. The Military Academy is looking to graduate STEM people. And I'm sure that the Merchant Marine Academy and the Coast Guard Academy are looking to graduate STEM people. So take those STEM classes. There are no degrees at the Academy for basket weaving. You will never see a degree in that. Okay, so now let's get to what this means for you as a prospective student. It means nothing. There's nothing that you can do about it, and in the end, it means nothing to you. You are who you are. You are the race that you were born with. You're the color that you are. You're the ethnicity that you are. There's nothing that you can do. So don't worry about it, because there's nothing you can do about it. But what you can do as a high school junior and a high school senior, you can affect those things that have the biggest impact of getting a nomination to a service academy. And if you watch this channel, you know what they are. But just for discussion's sake, and for those new here, I will discuss what they are. Number 1, get started early. Get started in your junior year. In your junior year, start understanding what the process is, who all the players are, your congressmen, your senators, your academy liaison officer, the academy admissions officer, all the players in this whole dance that you have to do to get into the academy. Understand the process. And even as a junior, reach out to your academy liaison officer, your blue and gold officer, or your West Point Field Force officer, or your academy representative from the other schools. They will be glad to help you. They'll be glad to provide you information. And as time goes on, they will guide you. Number 2, do as well as you can in the standardized tests. Take the SATs and ACTs as many times as possible. You want to super score those tests, and you want the highest grade possible. Because when it comes down to it, everybody is taking the same test, and it's very easy to rank people with the same SAT and ACT scores. Either at the top or at the bottom. It's very easy. So take the SATs and ACTs as many times as possible and understand where you're not doing as well as you can possibly do. Next, do the best that you can in school. Take as many AP and honors classes as you can. Specifically, take the STEM classes. Make sure you take calc, physics, chemistry, all the STEM classes that you can. Do not take the easy A classes such as basket weaving and mixed media arts. Nobody cares about those. Even though you might get an A, it doesn't count to get into the academy. People will not look at those classes at all. They will not help you. So the best you can in school, take the harder classes and do well on them. Next, give back to the community. Find some place where you can make a difference, whether it's with a youth group, a church group, scouting, 4-H, a shelter, wherever. Give back to the community and make it measurable. Don't just do a one-off here and a one-off there. Devote some time to it and help the community out. When it comes time for your nomination process, a lot of senators and a lot of congressmen really do look at community service and want to make sure that you're active in the community and that you're giving back. Extracurricular activities, I talk about this all the time. You always hear about the student that's all football all the time, all track all the time, all swimming all the time. Yeah, that's great. If you're a state level, national level, that's wonderful. But that is not alone. That alone will not get you into a service academy. You have to do other things also. You have to do other extracurricular activities. They can be school-related activities. They can be outside activities. But you have to have a diverse background. The service academies and the nomination officials are looking for students who are diversified and who are well-rounded. And that is a determining factor in a lot of nominations and a lot of admissions. So they want a well-rounded person. Be a well-rounded person. Lastly, research. Research your chosen academy. Make sure they have what you want and make sure that you'll fit in there. More importantly, research your chosen branch of service. Make sure that they have things that you're interested in doing and that you're going to fit in with. Remember, a service academy is only 4 years. Your service commitment at a minimum is 5 years after that. So 4 plus 5 equals 9. That's 9 years of your life. Many of you out there are only 18. That's half of your life. So look at these academies, look at what they do, look at what your opportunities are after graduation, and look at where you fit in and where you would be the happiest, because you're going to be spending most of your early adult life in uniform. So that's all I have. I hope you look at the court case. The link is below. I hope for you that are new here, you listen to these few points that I briefed out here for you. And go look at my other videos. They discuss these points in deeper and what you can do as you work through the nomination process. So thank you for watching. I hope you get what you want, and bye now.